What's up guys, FM Campbell here and welcome to another episode of the WONDERKIDS series for Football Manager 2015. Today we are going to be looking at centre backs. We've previously looked at goalkeepers, left backs and right backs. If you want to see any of them episodes, the link will be in the description. If not, this is obviously in a playlist, so you'll be able to view other videos in the series as well. So basically, things to keep in mind before we get started. Every single player is different and everyone's different saves, but it's sort of normally like a general sort of talk. Well, in general sense, they're always classed as sort of the same sort of potential ability for these WONDERKIDS. And just to keep in check as well, a WONDERKID in my view is the maximum age of 20 years old. So if you think there's someone that I've missed out, but they're 21, that's the reason why. If there is someone that you do believe that should be included in this list, these are basically just players that I found throughout my scouting and my searching throughout my Football Manager 2015 saves. Get it in the comment section below, get the ones that you think I should be including. Let's get a bit of a conversation going. So, centre-backs. We're going to start for the lowest age that I found. So in this case, we're going to be looking at Filippo Romagna. Romagna, I'm guessing I've pronounced that correctly. Italian, and he's 17 years old. So let's go ahead and have a look. So this guy has loads of potential about him. His mental attributes are okay. He's got very, very good positioning, teamwork, vision, and work rate. Aggression's a little bit of a concern, so be careful of yellow cards and things like that. He is only 17, 6'1", so he's going to grow. He's going to get stronger. So don't worry too much about his strength, although his stamina is slightly concerning. And obviously his agility, so he's not very quick, but he's got the makings out already to become a good centre back technically. First touch of 12, heading of 13, marking of 13, and tackling of 13. So you want to work on all of them, especially his heading to go hand in hand with that good potential jumping reach that he has. He's 17 years old, as I said, Italian, plays for Juventus, currently in the under-20s. His value of 300k, and he's on £800 a week. But he's listed for loan and wanted by 7 clubs on loan at the beginning of the game. I'm guessing, yeah, so if you want to buy him, you want to get him in the first season. This guy is a big one to look out for at the beginning, and you have to get him in the beginning because he's in high demand. Jesus Vallejo, or Vallejo, but I think it's Vallejo. Physical attributes aren't too bad, but does need a lot of work, but he is only 17, 6 foot. But his mental attributes are absolutely superb. Very, very good for that sort of age. So this guy could become a very, very good centre-back in the future. He's right across the board technically at centre-back. Obviously he's got his key ones with heading at 12, marking at 13 and tackling at 15. His first touch to go in there with 13. But his passing's good as well, and so is his technique, which is always a bonus. He's worth 180k and currently on £55 a week. So that's a youth contract at Zaragoza in Spain. Very versatile. He could play the sweeper or the libero role, so the defensive midfield and sweeper role at the same time. Naturally, he is a centre back, but for some reason, he's unconvincing in centre midfield. So if you wanted to retrain him, which you possibly could do, maybe as a ball winning midfield or something like that, especially with that tackling of 15, he's one to look out for. But you need to go for this guy early doors because look at this. Milan, Arsenal, Atletico, Barca, Chelsea, Porto, Inter, Juventus, Liverpool, Man City, Real Madrid, Sporting, Valencia, all want him. And that, bearing in mind I'm currently as Man United just for the sake of this video, so I'm guessing United will be in there as well. And then Lokeren and Benfica also have minor interest too, so go get him early doors. This guy, Jonathan Tah, you might recognise him from FM14. He's on loan from Hamburg or Dusseldorf, so I doubt you're going to get him in the first season. Physical attributes are ridiculously good. He's an absolute beast. Mental attributes are pretty average, but that will come with age. He's 6'4". His jumping is 16, but for someone that size and that good jumping, as a centre-back, his heading is 11, which is a real downside. But you've got to train that up, get him going, and I'm sure he'll be fine in the future. He's 18 years old, worth 1.3 million in value, 9.75k a week. That's at Dusseldorf. I don't know if that's his 100% that they're paying. Yep, they are. So he is also 9,750 a week. But you're not going to be able to get him the first season, and my best guess is his value will increase. So get him unhappy if you can. Emmanuel Mammana, try and pronounce that correctly. Physical attributes aren't too bad. The Argentinian is pretty good mentally, but again, that aggression is a little bit of a concern. He's poor in the areas that he's not really too bad to be poor in as a centre-back. He's left-footed and he's unconvincing at left-back, so that's one to think about as well. But his heading's 12, marking's 14, and tackling is 15, so he's not too bad at all. He's currently playing at River Plate, 2.4k a week in wages, 18 years old. Like I said, Argentinian, 6 foot. Also need to get him early doors because he's wanted on loan by a hell of a lot of clubs. And he's been at River for quite a few years, so you can get him in the first season. Jedvaj. I signed this guy for Man United on FM14. He's currently on loan from Roma. I think he was at Juventus last season, if I'm correct. Heading's 11, which is again, like Jonathan Tah, is a concern, but that goes hand in hand with his jumping as well, which is pretty poor. His mental's very, very good, and other than his jumping, so is his physical. Aside to that heading stat, he's not too bad really. His long throws is pretty good. Very, very versatile. He can play across the whole of defence, wing back roles as well, and defensive midfield and centre midfield. So very, very versatile. 18 years old, 2.6 million in value. He's 6 foot. He's on 17 grand a week, but he's only just moved to Leverkusen on loan, so I doubt you'll get him. I don't think he actually played for Juventus. I think he just did in my previous save. Lloyd Jones, 18 years old. I won't be able to sign him for United, but this guy currently plays for Liverpool in the under 21. £750 a week, 8.5k value, 6'6", so he's an absolute unit. Physical attributes aren't too bad. Obviously his natural fitness is good, but pretty much average other than that, but he is very young. His mental attributes are okay. His teamwork and work rate's a bit of a concern, especially for a centre-back, and that goes hand in hand with his determination as well. His technical's not too bad though, heading 14, tackling 14, and marking 13. 6'6", so he's huge, like I said. English, so he might cost you a little bit more. He's a youth academy member, I think, from Liverpool. Let's just double check. Yeah, so he started at Plymouth and moved to Liverpool. But one to look out for. Deividas Montel. That's my best attempt at an Italian name. This guy, centre back again, obviously. Physical is not too bad. He's a very, very slow guy, 6'1". His mental attributes are pretty good for. I mean, there are better ones out there, but there was a lot of 11s in there. Off the ball, concentration, decisions, aggression, anticipation's 12. Not too bad. Heading's 13, marking 13, tackling 13. So across the board, he's pretty average, but he's got a good future, good potential about him. Palermo under 20s is currently where he's playing. He's wanted by 17 clubs, all I'm guessing on loan. That's correct. I don't really know why it says that. 17 clubs, yeah. There's only that many. Not too sure. Maybe that's just the loan deals and not the buy. But yeah, he's not too bad. 6'1", 425k in value, £700 a week. 18 years old, and the guy is Italian. Niklas Sule. This guy you may remember as well from previous FMs. His physical is extremely good, although he's not very quick. His mental is pretty much all there again, but that's actually not too bad. Bravery is pretty good. It's always good to have. Determination is not too bad. But then look at that jump in with the 17. But this guy does have the heading to go with it. 16 in heading, marking 14 and tackling 14. 18 years old, he's 6'4", so again he's a unit. And look at that strength, 17, so it's really, really good. 3.9 million in value, 7.25k a week in wages, and he currently plays for Hoffenheim. He has for a long, long time, so you should be able to get him on the first season. For Kundo Cardozo, I signed him for Man United on FM14. He's a wonder kid that I brought through on FM14, and I sold him for, I think it was about 20 million, and he hardly played a game for me. So this guy is not too bad if it's anything to go by in the last FM. Physical attributes are actually pretty good across the board as well. He's only 5'10" though, so he's not very big. He's a little bit better with the ball than other centre-backs. His mental attributes are okay. They're pretty much across the board, although there's not a lot of bright green. There's a lot of 14s and 15s in there. Technical, was heading at 15, marking at 13 and tackling at 13. He currently plays for Vallejo in Argentina. 19 years old, and the Argentinian is worth 875k, and he's on 1.6k a week. Moving on, we've got Oliver Kempf. This guy's actually not too bad. I stumbled upon him by accident, actually looking at Freiburg. Physical attributes, they're okay, pretty average. His pace is 15. It's not too bad. His jumping's 14. Again, this will all come with age. 19 years old. His mental attributes are actually pretty good. I'm quite impressed with them. Same to go hand in hand with his technical. Heading of 16, marking of 15, and tackling of 15. He's 2.5 million in value on 7.25k a week, and he's 6'1". Where we got next? Jose Maria Gimenez. This guy's actually okay. His natural fitness is a little bit of a concern. Other than that, his physical attributes are pretty average, if not just a little bit above. And mental attributes, again, average. And same with his technical, again, average. This guy's probably going to be a good centre-back for a mid-table Premier League club, that sort of level, in my opinion. 19 years old, 1.4 million in value, 6'1". Currently playing for Atletico Madrid. 9.5k in value. He's Uruguayan. I think that's Uruguay. Yep. So he's Uruguayan, and he's been at Atletico for a while now. So you could probably get him. Well, you will be able to get him in the first season if you go for him. But he is a wanted man, so just to keep that in mind. Alessio Romagnoli. Again, you may recognise this guy from previous FMs. He's on loan from Roma at Doria, so you won't be able to get him in the first season. Physical attributes are pretty good across the board. He's not too bad. He's quite quick for a tall centre-back. I guess it's acceleration at 12, agility is 11, pace at 12. Mental attributes, not a lot of bright green, but again, there's a lot of 15s and 14s in there. Technical attributes, not too bad at all again. Heading, 16, marking 14, and tackling 14. Romagnoli is 19 years old, is worth 1.5 million in value, and he's on 11.5k a week. That is at Sampdoria. Is that his full wage? It is. So that's how much he's on wherever he is. Samir. This guy plays for Flamengo. He's currently got an agent that owns 10% of him, so you are going to have to pay out for him. Physical attributes, pretty good. Average at best, maybe, well, actually just above average. Mental attributes aren't too bad. There's sort of a lot of random stats here, there, and everywhere, but does need a little bit of work on him. But his technical also needs a bit of work. 6'2", his heading's 13, marking 14, tackling 15, 1.1 million in value, and he's on 3.9k a week. But again, he's wanted by clubs, so check him out. Pretty early doors. Doria. This guy has just signed for Marseille, so you won't be able to get him in the first season. Yep, so I mean, I had him on FM14 from Botafogo. I think, was it Botafogo? Yeah, Botafogo. This guy's actually not too bad at all. He's still very, very good defender. It was him and Balanta that were the guys on the last FM. Physical attributes are really, really good. A lot of 15s in there. Look at that strength of 15. He's very, very quick. Acceleration of 15, agility 15, pace of 13. When I say very, very quick, he's very, very quick for a centre-back. He's 6'3", so he's a unit. His jumping's 15, to go with his heading of 15, marking 14, tackling 14, and his mental attributes are also very, very good. But what I like is that determination stat. I do like a player with good determination. 6.25 million in value, but that will go up, and he is going to cost a bit on wages. He's already on 27.5k a week, and he's only 19 years old. Kurt Zouma. This guy is the man, possibly one of the best WONDERKIDS centre-backs on the game. Physical attributes are ridiculous. He's quick, he's strong, he can jump. Look at that balance of 17. His mental attributes are just as good. Determination of 16 again, which I love. Heading of 16 to go with that jumping, marking 14 and tackling 15 to go with that strength. This guy is just all round a great centre-back. 6'2", 19 years old. He's worth 4.2 million in value. He's just come back off loan to Chelsea. Whether he goes out on loan, whether they keep him at the club, I'm not too sure. But this guy is amazing. He's on 30 grand a week, so he's going to cost you a bit of money. And he is currently a Chelsea WONDERKID, and Chelsea know about it. So I'm guessing FM know about it, as the Frenchman is probably going to be long term at Chelsea. So it's going to be tough to get hold of him, I think. Daniele Rugani, signed him again on FM14 for Man United, but he was just a buy to sell on, as I unfortunately got him at a point where it was too late to push him through to his peak, and it was sort of, we'd missed his development ages. But his physical attributes are very, very good. That's strength of 14, stamina of 16, natural fitness of 15, jumping is 14, balance 14, so it's very, very good. Mental attributes are pretty average, to be honest with you. They're mostly 12 and 11s. There's a couple of 14s in there and 1 or 2 13s. Heading a 14, marking a 13 and tackling 13. The 19-year-old is worth 1.4 million. He's on 4.6k a week. He's on loan from Juventus, 6'2". Is that his full wage? Yep, it is his full wage. So he's on the same wage. He's on wage that Empoli are paying 100% of his wages. Moving on, John Stones, another Englishman. This guy has a lot of potential about him. I'm slightly surprised he's not rated higher than he is, to be honest with you. I was expecting a few more higher stats. He seems to be one of the young English centre-backs, along with Calum Chambers, to be breaking through. Physical is very, very good. He's pretty much across the board, although he's not that quick. Mental attributes are pretty good as well, to be honest with you. I was kind of expecting him to be higher, but he is actually still quite high. Heading to 14. What we've got, marking a 13 and tackling a 13. He can play right back as well, so he's actually very, very good with a ball. 10.5 million in value, 6'2", 20 grand a week. Obviously plays for Everton. I was expecting him to be taller than that, actually, and his jumping to be better, but there we go. But you need to get this guy early doors, because English players, I find, tend to decrease in development pretty quickly. So you need to get English players in the first 1 or 2 seasons when it comes to centre-backs. Aymeric Laporte, again, this is another one of the bright sparks on this FM at centre-back. He develops very, very quickly. His physical attributes are very good. That strength of 15, quite impressive. His mental attributes are actually really good. A lot of 14s and 15s in there. Technical, got heading of 15, marking of 15 and tackling of 17. He's left-footed and can play left-back. 6'2", 20 years old. He's on 28.5k a week at Athletic Bilbao. But I think he's probably going to cost a bit of money. But yeah, look at that. I mean, his passing's good. He's got a good first touch. Not too bad for a centre-back. His long shots are weirdly good. Yeah, technique 13. So this guy's like Kurt Zouma is one to watch out for. Both French, ironically. Moving on, not a Frenchman, but based in France, Marquinhos. Obviously, this guy is very highly rated on FM. Currently playing for PSG, 20 years old, 5.75 million in value, 13 grand a week. His physical attributes, they're not too bad. He's very, very quick, extremely quick. I've got acceleration of 15, agility 13, and pace of 16. Strength is a bit of a concern, so you might want to work on that. He's only 6 foot. Determination is awesome. Look at that teamwork as well, and that work rate. He's definitely my kind of player. His mental attributes across the board are pretty good, to be honest. Heading 13, marking 15, and tackling 15. So it's his jumping, heading, and strength that needs to be worked on him. Like I said, 20 years old, PSG, 13 grand a week, 5.75 million in value. My best guess is you're probably going to have to pay quite a bit of money for him. Ruben Vezo, 20 years old, Valencia. This is another sneaky one that I stumbled across. Physical attributes are pretty good across the board. Same with his mental attributes. It's not too bad at all. This is not going to be a leader anytime soon, but other than that, he's pretty good. Heading a 13, marking a 13, and tackling a 14. So that does need some work in his technical. 6 foot, 20 years old, 13.25k a week, and he's worth 2.2 million. Who else have we got? Terence Kongolo, or Kongolo. Currently playing for Feyenoord. The Dutchman is not too bad physically. He's quite slow. Mental attributes are pretty good. Not too bad. Determination is a bit of a downfall, I guess. And he's not going to be a captain anytime soon, but you can train that. 3.8k a week in wages at Feyenoord, and he's worth 3.4 million, 6'1". Matthias Ginter just moved to Dortmund, so you're not going to be able to get him in the first season. If you're going to be Dortmund manager, he's on holiday to the 10th of August. So another month, obviously, because of the World Cup. Is there a German team now on this? Or am I just thinking of FIFA? No, no German team. I was going to say, why is he being given holiday then? Are they just sort of not having the license fee but still trying to be realistic? Anyway, moving on. This guy's not too fast. It's one to keep an eye on. 6'2". Other than his pace, his physical attributes are ridiculously. They're not too bad at all actually. 15 in strength, stamina. 16 natural fitness, and his jumping's 14. We've got heading at 15, marking at 14, tackling at 14. His technical, but his mental attributes are brilliant. Very, very, very good. Look at that composure of 16, decisions of 16, which is obviously his teamwork at 17. But them two there, the composure and decisions for a centre back is very, very vital. 20 years old, 5.75 million in value, 6'2", on 32.5k a week in wages at Dortmund. So he's going to be hard to get hold of. Whether that releases other centre backs like maybe Mats Hummels for other teams, I'm not too sure. But this guy is one to watch out for again, in line with Kurt Zouma and Aymeric Laporte. Samuel Umtiti, I'm actually a big fan of this guy until it comes to his jumping. It really winds me up because this guy is unbelievable. Across the board, he's brilliant. He's quick, he's strong. His mental attributes are really, really good. His technical attributes are really, really good as well. 14, 16 and 14 for heading, marking and tackling. He's good with the ball at first touch at 12 and passing at 13 for a centre-back. He's left-footed only, so he's a good left-sided defender, especially a centre-back obviously, but he can play left-back. 4 million in value, and you can get him reasonably cheap. I'm thinking, I think I've seen people get him for about 10 million. Some a little bit cheaper, but around that mark. 18.25k a week in wages. Obviously, the Frenchman's at Lyon, but his jumping's 11, and it really winds me up. I don't know why. So I mean, a lot of people do go for this guy, but I don't know. Jumping and heading, I think, is just very, very vital for a centre back, to be honest. We've got Pablo Insua, 20 years old, currently at Deportivo La Coruña. He's quite slow, to be honest with you. His pace is 14, but his acceleration and agility is pretty poor. Balance isn't great either. But other than that, his physical is not too bad. Mental attributes are okay, actually. Across the board, he's actually very, very good. His determination is the only one that really lets him down. His vision, his leadership, he's not going to be a captain, so don't have him as your captain. But his vision, off the ball, and flair are sort of irrelevant for the centre back position. Heading at 14, marking at 12, and tackling at 14. He's 20 years old, 9.5k a week in wages, so he's very, very cheap. And he's 1.6 million in value as well. So this guy is definitely one to go, especially if you want to make some money on some players. And the Spaniard is 6'1". Now, last but not least, if I can find him, let's go to the squad. Oh, no, I didn't want that. And we'll go to Arsenal. Another centre-back, Calum Chambers. I don't really know why he's in there. I think it's because it says that he's naturally a right-back. He's not. He's 6 foot. His physical attributes are very, very good for an Englishman. This is probably the best English, between him and John Stones, for the English centre-back, or best English WONDERKIDS centre-backs. Mental attributes, not too bad, pretty much across the board. He's average, maybe just above. And then his technical attributes are very, very good. But his versatility is through the roof. You can play him pretty much anywhere. He's naturally a right back, yet he can play central attack and midfield. And apparently he's better than that than wing back. So very, very strange. But his technical, like I said, his technical attributes are very good. Look at this. We've got tackling at 14, passing at 14, marking 14, long throws 14, heading 15, first touch 13, dribbling and crossing both 14. So he can play pretty much anywhere. 19 years old, 8.25 million in value. He's just joined Arsenal, so you won't be able to get him in the first season. Well, maybe in January. 35k a week in wages, so you are going to have to cough up for him. But other than that, this guy doesn't look too bad at all. Now, my pick of the bunch. I've already said his name, if we can get there. I've already pointed out that he's probably my pick of the bunch. Kurt Zouma. This guy is the man His physical attributes are too good for his age. His mental attributes are very, very good. I love that determination rating. But it's the heading and the jumping and the strength. What more do you need? His tackling's 15 as well. But that guy is my pick of the bunch. So, like I said, if there's anyone you think I've missed out, get them in the comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Let's get it stirring a little bit. Let's see what people think. Like I said, if you want to see previous episodes, the links will be in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's all the centre backs. That's the full defensive line now. So we've done left back, right back, and centre backs. Goalkeeper's obviously been done as well. So the whole defensive unit's pretty much done, other than one position, and that's if you play a defensive player in this position. That's defensive midfield. So next episode, defensive midfield, and then we'll move forward throughout the pitch. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you've liked the video, leave a like. I'm not going to press you to do that, but it's always appreciated. If you're a newcomer to the channel, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Loads to come, especially over Christmas. But basically, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers, guys.